This is Valentine's Day love story. My love story. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day to you. Hope you're doing fantastic today and you get home safely from wherever you are. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andrew, and I like to share things about photography, filmmaking, and music. Those are my three passions in life, my hobbies basically. Well, the song that I played at the beginning of the video is the intro from the song called I Think They Call This Love by Elliot James Ray. You can check it out here. Give him some love. It's a very good song. Well, this week has been an emotional roller coaster for me. Well, not that emotional. And the lyrics of that song just resonates with what I went on. Let me explain. Well, before we start, I want to say this, that I'm going to mention some tools that I've used in the past or I'm currently using. I'm not saying that I'm better than you or richer or cooler than you because of those tools. That's not what I want to say. Those are not what I meant. But just take them with a grain of salt, or sugar or pepper or MSG. Treat them maybe as perspective or insights from me, as someone who has used those tools before. So I don't have a lot of them. I don't have them anymore. I don't have it with me. I will only share with you in my channel the things that I used and that I'm passionate about. And I hope you get something out of it, or maybe somewhat get inspired. Like I've been inspired by so many people in my life, whether YouTubers, family, friends, or just people I met on the street, or I read somewhere in the internet, or books, or whatever. So, yeah, this is what my channel is all about. With that out of the way, here's a love story between me and infrared photography. I had the opportunity to use Leica M9 and Phase 1 IQ 180 many years ago. I like Phase 1 colors after Leica M9 because for me the colors really pop and you can do a lot of things with it. You can put it through so many push and dodge or whatever, and they can handle all the pressure. That's rightfully so, because Phase 1 started really as a color separation business from what I know. So I think the color is just in a league of their own. So one day this shop owner of Phase 1 in my hometown called me and said, hey, Phase 1 is coming up with this achromatic bag, digital achromatic medium format bag. I said, what is it, and he handed me this brochure. I was absolutely blown away with what I saw. You can check out their website and see them for yourself. The colors were I remember the colors were so unique, so almost magical, It's like you step into Alice in Wonderland kind of world, or, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's just, I don't know how they make these colors. Like, how do you, maybe you can edit it, but I've never seen such colors before. It's just magical for me. And the black and whites, they're also just make my eyes pop, and it's just dreamy. So, how much is it? Well, I think if I remember correctly, it's almost 1.5 times or twice the cost of the regular IQ 180 bag. So there's no way in hell, man, I could justify that, because like I said, photography is a hobby for me. And not much later after that, I ran into personal issues that I can't talk here. So I had really had to bury that dream. I love photos and pictures. I remember in my childhood, at that time we only have this technology called prints. We don't have smartphones or internet or even computer. My family didn't have. Or that was not the top priority in my family, at least. And I remember, devouring newspapers and magazines, and I just look at the pictures and the colors, the photos. I love so much the message and the emotion that it brought up in me. Can I make photos like this one day? I don't know, because I can't paint. I suck at painting or drawing. I don't like it. So I never tried to learn, because I tried, and it's a mess. I don't know if this an obsession or dream or love. I don't know. Well, fast forward to today. Funny enough, when I first saw Vivo X200 Pro, the first thing, and this is a true story, the first thing that came to mind is infrared photography. Like, oh my God, now I can try infrared with the filters, And I did some research, and it just keep coming back, like flooding my mind. Like, it just keep screaming to me, infrared in my mind, like, oh. Without me realizing it, my journey to infrared photography started when a very dear friend of mine called me up one day and said, "Hey, I ordered this new lens, and it's ready, and I'm going to the camera shop to pick it up. Do you wanna come with me?" So I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Because I've seen about this shop, and it's a very big shop. I think probably the biggest in the country or something. I don't know. Oh, by the way, he's an excellent model photographer, and just a beautiful friend. Okay, I'll leave the link to his Instagram. You can check it out. So long story short, I went there, and he introduced me to a manager in the shop. So I suddenly remember that, hey, I asked him, "Do you have this Colari vision filters?" Because I think from what I know, Colari is probably the leading manufacturer of these infrared filters and technology somewhere, right? So I said, "Oh, too bad." And this guy's name is Felix, and he said, "Oh, too bad. We used to have it, but now we don't have it anymore. But I can introduce you to a guy in my hometown who has done a lot of infrared photography." So yeah, sure, why not? I said, okay. I would love to learn more about this, and time I've been looking for someone who can teach me about infrared photography, but I couldn't find one. So he said, yeah, he gave me his contact information, and his name is Mr. Harlim. I contacted him, and we talked for like 2 hours, and the guy was so fun, and we had a good time, talking about infrared photography. And I asked him so many questions, and he patiently explained in the conversation about infrared photography. My longing for it just grew even more, So in the end, he advised me to take the full conversion route. Basically, take a good or a used camera or buy a new one, doesn't matter. If you have an existing one that you don't use it anymore, or you can go out and buy a new one. It doesn't have to be expensive, and get some filters. But he advised me that you don't really have to get the expensive filters. Just typical normal. In fact, in infrared photography is very different from the visual light photography, because he told me that the cheaper the filters, sometimes you can get interesting results. So, thank God. You can see from my previous videos, I don't have any more photocentric cameras. All the cameras that I have are video-centric cameras. So after so much research and so much decision and talk and thinking about consideration and everything, I decided to get the Sony A5100. This camera. This is almost a decade years old. Can you believe it? And yet it's still working just fine. It's still applicable today. I'm gonna talk about this camera in the future video. In one of my conversations with Mr. Harlim, he told me that IR or infrared is a seasonal thing. It comes and goes. That's pretty normal, because there's so many genres of photography out there, right? But infrared particularly, he said that it's not as popular as mainstream genres. So it's basically, maybe he's saying, are you sure you want to do infrared photography? It takes quite an effort too. Like you have to be able to select the proper tools like lenses, and because not all lenses work in infrared photography. So and you have to learn how to shoot with infrared, and how to edit it basically. So he kind of gave me time to think about it. So, well, I think I have no problem with it. It's my long lost love basically. And I want to make pictures that I like, that I love, that I'm passionate about. I think through my picture or my photos or film or music, I want to convey my stories, my feelings through them, and basically that's my purpose in these three areas. That's my goal, and nothing else matters to me. In all humility and with all due respect, for me personally, it doesn't really matter, like if nobody in this world likes my photos, it's okay, because what matters to me is the story behind these pictures, and these stories. My wife and family may not know the stories or the things that I had to go through to get those pictures, or when I decide to take these pictures, or why, or they may not understand. But I know, right? I know the stories behind it. I know my emotions. I know my feelings when I took this picture. So it's me. I know it. I know. I'm the one who know it inside and out. I enjoy doing these YouTube videos, for example. It's a way for me to relax, and I do my videos like quite late at night, because my wife is asleep, the house is quiet now, and I could focus in it. So it's a way for me to relax. It sort of takes away all my fatigue or stresses, or So I really like these things, whether it's photography, music, or filmmaking. So I pushed on. I searched for a new camera because he preferred new to used ones. Because used ones, especially if you buy used ones, there may be some fragile parts that we don't know inside the camera that may messed up with his conversion, right? This is a 10 years old, more than 10 years old camera. It is extremely hard to find a new one in my hometown, at least. I asked around for like maybe 25 or 30 shops, I think, before I found one shop that carried body only Sony A5 2100. So in the end, I went back to him and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. So, and I'm lucky enough that he agreed to it. But there's a challenge. There's another challenge because he is a busy man. I think he has a business. I don't know personally, but from what he told me, I think he has a business, a big business, and he's also a brand ambassador to a big camera company. I can't say the name because I haven't asked his permission, but let's just say it's a big camera company. Well, to be honest, in the beginning, I don't really know how good he is. Like, I don't know. I've spoken to him once on the phone. I got his name from Felix. But I trust him. I trusted him. And from the phone conversation, I think he knows what he's doing. So he gave me some peace of mind. It was just the schedule, the planning and everything. I just want to make sure that I got it right on time before he leaves for another city. I've been doing like tons of research, and how to select tools, the lenses and the camera and the shoot and edit, how to do so many things in infrared photography. And I have to give credit to Rob Shea. You can check out his channel here. This guy is also one of the excellent sources of infrared photography. He's done extensive work in his channel, so go check his channel out if you're interested in infrared photography. Give him some love. So I have to recall so many things. I have not done photo editing since I don't know, maybe 2013 or so. It's a bit rusty for me. Like I have to relearn so many things, like even importing pictures, exporting. It's just when the camera was ready, he called me and said, "Hey, do you want me to send your camera over?" And I said, "No, I'm going there. I'm gonna pick it up personally. I want to meet. I would like to meet him. I want to shake his hand, and I want to look him in the eye and thank him." He and my other two friends could probably never fathom the feelings, the joy, and just the emotions that I'm feeling. It's not their fault. It's my experience, right? And long story short, I took the camera out the next day, just test and just shoot some pictures and learn to edit it and everything. It's not perfect yet, I know, but you know what? When I finished editing some pictures, I couldn't help it, but tears just start flowing in my face, on my cheeks and down, and it gets louder and louder, and it's just flooding out. It's just gushing out, I was the wait is over for 10 more or so years, maybe 13 to 15 years. I'm finally together with infrared photography, and this is my journey. I'm not saying I'm an expert by any stretch imagination, or like if infrared is a well, I'm not even at the mouth of the well. I'm probably still like I'm in the ballpark, of that well. But I'm truly grateful. I'm eternally grateful for Welly, Felix, and Rob Shea, but more importantly, Mr. Harlim. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you know what? Yes, I think this is what they call love. Have a lovely Valentine's Day. Keep taking the pictures you love. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye.